Have you ever tried to totally overhaul your diet, jump into a hardcore workout routine, and fix your sleep all on the same Monday? We've all been there. We start with the best intentions, but a few days in, we're just exhausted and end up right back where we started. Hi, I'm Sherry from Fearless Over 50. Today, I want to show you a much better and way easier way to actually make it stick. If you're over 50, please hear me on this. The goal isn't to change your entire life overnight. In fact, trying to do everything at once is usually why habits fail in the first place. Real change, the kind that actually lasts, happens one tiny step at a time. Once you embrace that, getting healthy feels less like a chore and more like something you can actually sustain. I see this all the time. We decide we're ready to feel better, so we try to flip the switch on everything. Eating perfectly, hitting the gym daily, cutting out our favorite foods, and fixing our sleep schedule all at once. The motivation is there, but honestly, it's just too much, too fast. The secret is building things gradually. Think of it like stacking small wins. Instead of a total makeover, you just focus on one little habit. Once that feels like second nature, you add the next. Before you know it, those tiny shifts have created some serious momentum. One trick that has been a game changer for me is habit stacking. Habit stacking simply means attaching a new habit to something you already do every day. For example, a very simple way I make sure I remember to take my nutritional supplements is by taking them directly after eating breakfast. Breakfast is already an established habit for me, so I stacked the habit of taking my supplements onto something that was already part of my routine. This removes the need to remember later in the day and eliminates decision fatigue. It creates a built-in plan that makes it much easier to stay consistent. No more, did I take those? It's just part of the routine. Take my client Eloise, for example. She was a coffee first, everything else later kind of person. Drinking a whole glass of water before her caffeine fix felt like a huge mountain to climb. So we started small, like really small. She just drank half a cup of water right before her first sip of coffee. At first, even that felt like a struggle, but after a week, it was easy. Slowly, she bumped it up to a full glass, and a funny thing happened as she hydrated more. She actually wanted less coffee. By the end of the month, she'd built a brand new habit without it ever feeling like a diet. Another way to think about building healthy habits is like climbing a ladder. When you climb a ladder, you don't jump to the top in one step. You move one rung at a time. And each rung supports the next one. Healthy habits work the same way. One small habit, like drinking water in the morning, adding protein to breakfast, or going for a short walk, becomes the first rung. Once that habit feels natural, you add the next one. You don't need a life overhaul. You just need the next small win. Eventually, you stop trying to be healthy and you realize this is just who I am now. If this approach sounds like a breath of fresh air, I'd love for you to subscribe. Every week, we're sharing simple ways for women over 50 to feel stronger, more energized, and more confident in their skin. Let's look at food. Instead of a whole new diet, just try one thing. Maybe it's adding some protein to your breakfast, or planning out just your dinners for the week. That one shift can do wonders for your energy and cravings. If you're wondering where to start, I've got a free resource for you called the 7-Day Menopause Belly Solution. It walks you through how to support your body step by step. No tracking or dieting required. Grab the link below and follow along with the series. Same goes for movement. Forget the hour-long gym sessions for a second. Can you do 2 short strength sessions a week or just a daily walk around the block? If that feels more doable, then focus on consistent walks around the block. Consistency will always beat intensity. And the same approach works for sleep. Maybe the first step is going to bed 15 minutes earlier, dimming the lights before bed, turning off screens a little sooner. Small changes gradually improve recovery and energy. If you'd like a simple starting point, the 7-Day Menopause Belly Solution helps you take those first steps with meals that support your metabolism and energy. It's designed specifically for women over 50 and gives you a clear structure so you're not guessing what to do next. So I want to hear from you. What's one tiny habit that could make your day just a little bit better? Maybe it's drinking water in the morning. Maybe it's adding protein to breakfast. Maybe it's taking a 10-minute stroll. It doesn't have to be massive. Let me know in the comments, what's one small habit you're going to start this week? I'd love to cheer you on. In the next video, we'll bring everything together and talk about how the Fearless Over 50 approach helps women build strength, energy, and confidence in this stage of life. Remember, after 50, lasting health doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from building the right habits, one small step at a time. We'll see you in the next video.